Welcome. When you're ready, come to a comfortable seated position, or you can lie flat or on one side, whatever feels best. Close your eyes or look down and forward. Relax the shoulders down. Do a quick body scan, perhaps release any stress or tension that you might be holding on to. Try to clear your mind. If any thoughts come up, you can acknowledge them, but allow them to pass. Allow your heart to open. And each time you exhale, allow yourself to sink a little deeper into meditation. Take a few nice, deep breaths here. And today I'm going to read you an excerpt from Courage, The Joy of Living Dangerously by Osho. And it's about love and boundaries. A world of no boundaries. Love is an opening into a world of no boundaries, into a world that ends nowhere. Love begins but never ends. It has a beginning but no end. Remember one thing. Ordinarily, the mind interferes and does not allow love its infinity and its space. If you really love a person, you give him infinite space. Your very being is just a space for him to grow in, to grow with. The mind interferes and tries to possess the person, then love is destroyed. The mind is very greedy. The mind is greed. The mind is very poisonous. So if one wants to move into the world of love, one has to drop the mind. One has to live without the interference of the mind. The mind is good in its own place. It is needed in the market. It is not needed in love. It is needed when you are preparing a budget, but it is not needed when you are moving into inner space. It is needed when there is mathematics. It is not needed when there is meditation. So the mind has utility, but the utility is for the outside world. For the inner, it is simply irrelevant. So become more and more loving, unconditionally loving. Become love. Become an opening, just be loving. Birds and trees, earth and stars, men and women, everybody understands it. Black and white, there is only one language that is the language of the universe. That language is love. So become that language. And once you become love, a totally new world will open for you with no boundaries. Always remember that the mind is the cause of helping people to become closed. The mind is very afraid of opening because the mind exists basically out of fear. The more fearless a person is, the less mind he uses. The more fearful a person, the more he uses the mind. You may observe that when you are afraid, when there is anxiety, when there is something that troubles you, the mind comes into focus very much. When you are anxious, the mind is there too much. When you are not anxious, the mind is not so much. Take a moment to breathe and allow that to resonate or perhaps not resonate with you. Sometimes our mind and body absorb the words, even if we weren't quite catching everything. Slowly bring your attention back to your breathing. And begin to bring movement into the fingers and toes. Perhaps circle the wrists and ankles. Bend the knees so the feet are flat on the mat. And when you're ready, roll to the right and rest the head on the upper arm like you're sleeping. And if you're not already sitting up, make your way up to a seated position and bring your hands to heart center. We dedicate the merit of our practice to all beings buffeted by the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death. May they be liberated from the ocean of existence. Namaste.